I was born 8 days after the the attack on the Twin Towers, the attack on the Pentagon, and the uh, attempted attack on the White House or Congress. I was born 8 days after 2,907 odd people lost their lives due to terrorist attacks. I was born 8 days after an event that signaled the end of an era, end of thinking that things would be okay. Every year when this day comes around, I watch 102 Minutes that changed America. It's a documentary. I don't know if it's the famous one, but it's a documentary that compiles video from many different perspectives regarding the 102 minutes during which the attacks took place. It's a very sobering film to watch because you are left with no narration, no special music, no CGI or anything like that. There is a time code that is interspersed between various video clips, and it's just the video and the audio of people in the moment reacting to what unfolds. The reason why I'm here, although you can't see it, this is called, where I am, the street that I'm on, is called 9/11 Memorial Drive. It is located right next to a park in the middle of a golf course, a disc golf course, and a zoo. It's not much, but it's something to help us remember. As we get further and further away from these life-altering, world-altering events, and we feel the effects, the consequences of those, you start to wonder whether or not if you got in a time machine and went back in time to whenever, to see if you could live a better life, would you actually want to do that? Because if you go back to the 10s, you've got World War I. If you go back to the 30s and the 40s, you've got World War II. If you go back, the 30s, you've got the Great Depression. 50s, 60s, 70s, it's civil rights, it's racism all the way down, a lot of it. The 90s, the 2000s, we were still dealing with very much anti homosexual rhetoric, anti-LGBTQA, IA plus rhetoric, and it was the start of an increase in mass shootings. No, not a school shootings, I mean. And so I wonder if things were so good, why do we keep changing? If 1999, 2000, the turn of the millennium, if things were so good then, why do we keep moving forward? Why do we keep changing? Why do we keep making progress? Is it some sense, some lack of satisfaction with the way of with how things are? It seemed people were having a great time. What drives us to keep going after tragedy? I think, and this is only my opinion, of which this whole piece has been my opinion. This whole reason for why we keep moving forward. I think me, a white male, bisexual, but you probably wouldn't be able to tell. Which is good. White male in a small podunk town in the middle of the earth. In my opinion, the reason we keep moving forward is on the belief that in the end, it will get better. It may get worse to start. We saw in 2016 and onward, people have been feeling real down about the state of things. But we're getting to a point where when the dam breaks and everything's washed away, we'll come back, we will rebuild with stronger foundations, better technology, and knowledge of how to avoid such a disaster next time. Because there's going to be a next time. It always is. And then when the next time comes, we'll get better. It gets worse, it gets better, it's a roller coaster. It's now almost, it is exactly 23 years since 9/11. And we're getting to a point where for these newer generations, 9/11 is a day in school where you learn about things. 9/11 is a quiet dinner with your parents. 9/11 is going to go see a hole in the ground for a school field trip. 9/11 is a bunch of memes that you see online. 9/11 is this it's this idea that you could pinpoint the exact moment where everything changed, as if history doesn't show us a steady march towards uncertainty, towards collapse. And "9/11 is treated as a spark that signaled the end of the good times, rather than viewing it as the latest effect in a long series of causes. There's this photo. It's called The Falling Man. It's a nameless worker who falls from the top restaurant on one of the towers. And there's a solemn serenity to it. And accepting this could just be due to the nature of the photo, and how it captures a single moment and not a full flailing around, but it captures an acceptance, a resigned acceptance that, rather than suffering, one chooses an easier way out. Not an easier way, an instant death rather than a suffocating death. And this photo, it's probably been spread all over. It's lost its meaning, it's regained its meaning, it's had all sorts of different meanings. But what gets me about the photo and about the documentary, 102 minutes, and why every year I try and find a memorial or something, is just the silence, where everything falls away and you're just left with this horrified visage. And you look at a skyline and 2 towers are missing. The documentary ends on that quiet note, if I remember correctly. It ends with the final tower falling, and they play no music, maybe like a discordant, high-pitched thing, but they just You just watch it disappear. And the dust goes away, and it's just gone. Like that. In silence, we reach our most uncomfortable selves. But also, we can feel the most at peace. Where you just sit and take it all in. And you want to do so much, but you can't. And so you just sit and you accept it with a resigned solemnity. I've been Ian. This has been A Year and a Day number 24. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.